Delhi, I'm sure, as much of the media has been talking about, seems to be not doing very well in terms of how COVID has spread across from last year to this year. And when we see the difference between what was the scenario last year versus what it is today, the sense that we get is that the spread has been much more rapid as perhaps it was last year. And in this rapid spread, a lot is being said about that there's a particular age group which is being affected. So my sense is that things are not very good and certainly worse than what they were last year.
How is this latest wave affecting young people?
This wave, this quote unquote second wave, seemingly is affecting young people in more than one way. One, I would say that if you look at the numbers per se by the ministry's own government sources' own data, something which is very evident is that there is a marked increase by about 1 percentage point for the age group 20 to 30. From 19 odd points percent to 20 odd percent, it has increased. The other is that this is the young set of people who have to be outside in terms of looking for their work opportunities, going for their work, doing other kind of jobs, especially in the wake of what has happened to them in the last few months as the lockdown happened, and the issues of job opportunities, issues of being laid off, etc., etc. So exposure to them, to the virus for the younger people certainly would have been far better, far more than those of us who could afford to stay indoors. Young people have got affected not only by way of the infection per se, which is again, like the data itself says, has increased over these two time points, but also the indirect impact that they have had in terms of loss of work, for example, the stress that has been caused if they were workers, in terms of loss of opportunity to work, in terms of loss of wages, in terms of what would have been happening to those young people who were waiting for various kind of examinations, for example.
What about children? How many children in this wave have been affected?
um, uh, it might be difficult for me to give the exact numbers per se, but if I rely on the government data itself, on the official data itself, it does suggest that there are about 2% to 3% of the people, children who are less than 10 years of age, have got affected. And here also there is an increase, in fact, something to the tune of 4 percentage point increase between last year and this year.
And do you think there is a fear among young people about this second wave? What are you seeing at your university? How are people being affected at your university?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, Fear for sure has aggravated. Last year, it was more that you were reading in the newspapers. You were talking about, okay, it happened to them there. But this wave is very, very clearly suggesting that shift has happened. You have been informed about people who are far more closer to you, who have kind of experienced the infection or have also succumbed to the infection. And even within the university setup, we have deaths which have occurred to the professors who have been in service, those who have retired, people who have, who are in the non-teaching offices in the university.
What's it going to take for the country to get a hold of this latest outbreak?
One, for sure, we need to increase the share of GDP in the health sector. We certainly need far better preparedness for emergencies such as this, which I'm sure is going to stay for us. It's not going to end so fast. So that is one thing. The other is, which I think is becoming very important also in the light of the fact that younger people have got affected. So what do we do about these young people? A lot of them have got orphaned directly because of the infection and indirectly because of the movements of migrants that has happened. So can there be a plan for, let's say, their education, for their employment? can there be a strategy to make sure those who have been affected by COVID in one way or the other, they continue with their education? There are certain measures wherein they could be guaranteed some kind of employment as they come of age for employment.
Thank you very much for your time today, Sanghamitra, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you, and thank you for bringing me on board for this. Thank you.